So looking back at our last race, it was a frustrating end. I basically DNF'd the race. My leading theory is that I had my third ear infection in the space of 2 weeks there, had a bit of heat exhaustion and ended up in the back of an ambulance actually. But I'm trying to take the positives from it, and as I've spoken about before, is kind of a make or break season for me. Just finished a swim this morning, long one. We had an hour and a half, 5k. Rest of the day we got a riding around, just grabbing a coffee because it's such a nice day. Not normal for winter this time of year. Still a bit confused about what happened because I raced in much hotter conditions and I've never had anything like this happen before, but I'm not going to dwell on it too much. Overall, it's been a super positive season, a nice progression from my previous years, but there is still a lot of work to do in 2026. 2026 is an opportunity for me to finally make that step up from being an athlete going into races looking for a top 10 to really trying to push towards the front of races, seeing if I can get into the prize money and potentially even look to see if by the end of the year I can be fighting for podiums. So after Sardinia, I naturally had no races for a while, so took a couple of weeks pretty much completely off, what we call off season, let the body, the hormones, everything reset. And then over the past 2-3 weeks, I've been building back into it, pretty much back to full volume now. And now it's just a real big focus on my swim and getting my bike and run to the best pace it can be. I truly believe my bike and run are progressing at a rate where I can compete with some of the best guys in the world in the next couple of years. The biggest limiter at the moment is still my swim, but I am putting everything into it. I've been down to Cardiff to see my coach Josh Lewis to try and get lots of technique modifications and get one-on-one experience. I'm getting into the pool 6 times a week now, 25 to 30k a week. If I limit the gap I have on the swim and I maintain the progression I have with my bike and run, I'm confident that I can be performing in European races in the next couple of years. It's a big leap up, but it's a leap I know is possible due to the fact I'm investing a lot more time, effort, money into it this year now that I'm intercalating and not studying medicine. And I've now got a really nice backing of sponsors which can allow me to go to the races I need to be at in order to progress and build up my experience and then performances in the professional field. I'm looking forward to the confidence I now have that I'm a solid elite athlete. I can go onto the race list and put in a good dig at most fields and most terrains and most locations. I am looking forward to going into these races and being an athlete who can actually compete at the top level now. And I know if I have a good day, I can be right up there with the best. Every year I've raced so far, I feel like I've gotten better and better, and it's just about implementing the techniques, the skills and the platform I've built in the past couple of years of training and racing to now execute that at a higher level than I've ever done before. And that includes slightly more volume, but not too much more specificity, especially in the swimming, making sure that I'm in the pool doing lots of drills to get my technique right, and then progressing my bike and run through more volume and more specificity at race pace and building that VO2 max as well over the winter. It's nothing that there's no groundbreaking discovery I've made. It's just more of the same and adjusting things where there are small bits of potential and trying to find those 1%ers where I can. But I know this is the season where I have the potential to make that big leap. Now that I'm not in the hospital all day, not on my feet, and I've got this backing from sponsors and partnerships to carry me through that. I I think the most important thing here though is that I'm still loving it and I'm still enjoying it, and as that keeps happening, I know I can continue in the sport. I'm just making sure that I have that balance in my life where I'm not 1000% into triathlon, that I lose sight of kind of the bigger picture, and that is that I want to be in the sport for a long time, not a short time, but for an intense time. And with that comes just having that support system around me, making sure I'm prioritizing recovery and taking time off where I need to, and looking after my health, whether that's diet or sleep or recovery techniques. So although I'm really keen and I'm going all in for this next year, I'm making sure that I'm not burnt out by the end of it and that I can keep pursuing this for as long as I need to. But obviously I've got the time commitments of a student as well, and I have no idea what that will look like in the next 10-15 years as I pursue either medicine, triathlon, or both as long as I can. But this year will help determine whether it is possible for me to make a living and train and race full time as a professional triathlete. Obviously I'm still young, I've got years in the sport, but naturally the progression in med school and as a doctor continues, and if I have decided that my performances aren't at the level that require me to make a living from the sport, then it will have to be a decision I make at the end of next year to see where I go from there. I am confident in my abilities and that I can get to the level that I know I need to be at to show that progression, that I will be a top performing pro triathlete by the ages of 25-30. But this year is that make or break moment, and where I will test the abilities I have through extra time and effort into it.